Hey there, I am JP, and in today's episode we are getting into one of the most dirtiest and shadiest business from our real life, and that is the oil industry. And I just happen to know the perfect spot where to set this up, because in one of the exploration episodes we came across two pure nodes. And that spot is all the way up here. There are two nodes on these two islands, and there is also a lot of space to set up a giant massive oil refinery, and then in the end we can just transport all of these goodies back to our home base so we can progress further into this game, because oil is something we're really going to need for plastic, rubber and all that good stuff. Now, before we're going to actually unlock the oil industry, I would like to show you guys a real small tip which is going to be super handy. So what if you're looking for one product and it's somewhere in these containers right around here? You can open them all, you can search them all, but there is a way that is a lot quicker and way more handier. And like I said, I discovered this by accident. So normally when you press F for demolish mode, it will show you what you will get back if you demolish something. And this will also count for storage containers, and or it will show you what is inside of these storage containers, and this is just super duper handy. Right, so the oil industry, because in the end I'm going to need to make some rebars which I can destroy big rocks and some more good stuff. Now we're going to need to have the oil processing, which is going to give us plastic. And besides that, we're going to need to unlock the alternative fluid transport, which we're going to need to have the plastics. And then of course at some point we can also unlock the jetpack. That's going to be super nice. And up it goes.
Milestone reached. Oil acquisition and refining unlocked. Oil-based products can now be made. The byproducts of oil refinement can be used after further processing, as seen in the refinery.
Byproducts.
This is a reminder to minimize the chance of expiration during out-of-base activities.
And there we have it. Refines fluid and or solid parts into other parts. Head lift 10 meters, allowed fluid to be transported 10 meters upwards. Contains both a conveyor belt and a pipe input and an output to allow automation of various recipes. Now of course down here we have the oil extractor. Normal extraction rate, so many oil per minute. Also 10 meters lift, and can be built on oil node to extract crude oil. I'm very wondering what the byproduct will be of the oil, and by the look of it, we need to use the same pipes. Alright, I took as much as stuff as possible. I am running toward to it because we still need to build a road to the new area. I want to take a little look at first and then decide what we are going to do. I do have a couple of ideas in mind in order to make the refinery look like a refinery. Now meanwhile I am walking to the area, I am trying to think what would be the best way to transport everything. Should we actually go via the jungle? Should we make a whole road to it, or should we go via the coastline and also make a road near the coastline? So we got a bit of an easy access to go to our refinery, which is also not far ahead from our dam. So we could just make like a fine road going all the way over there without struggles, which in this case might be the most handiest thing to do, since update 8 will change a couple of small things, and then I make it myself a little bit more easier to not have certain things changed. Now of course update 8 will also bring us the handy thing of being able to blow up these gases over there, so that's also going to be very nice. Now of course I do want to mention, when update 8 is out, I do still would like to wait a little bit if possible, so other people can still, report some bugs that comes after the update, so it doesn't mess up my save. I hope that is actually an option. And here it is, a wide open space to make a very nice oil refinery, and we have a nice way to have some quick access with a road, which I could use a vehicle to get here a lot quicker. Now the only thing I'm going to need to clean up down here are those plants right down here. And so this area has been cleaned up except for a tiny little bush down here, which I cannot grab because I am stacked up all the way to the max. Right, the oil extractor. Let's place this beautiful right down here. Now I am going to need to see the exit will be that way towards the dam. We have a lot of space, I guess, evenly out everywhere. I think I need to build that way. Now in this case, I'm just going to eyeball this out. Place it like this. Like that, and you know, it is perfect for me. I'm also going to place down a container and clean some of the stuff up around in the area. Right, beautiful. Now let's take a look in here. This is just extracting oil, so that is very nice. And in this case, it's going to give us 240 per minute by default. Now, I would just like to place down the refinery itself and take a little look at specs here. And or maybe what the output will be. So we have a couple of interesting things going on down here. The byproduct of plastic and rubber production can be further refined into fuel and petroleum coke. Very interesting. I see what's going on down here. So to make immediately plastic from oil, you're going to get this byproduct, and this byproduct can be here made into fuel. Now in order to make this plastic down here, which is chew, and this is chew from heavy oil directly, this is chew not directly, you will need a byproduct, which is the blue stuff, and the blue stuff comes from making the raw stuff directly into fuel. It is very interesting. I see a lot of spider webbing going on, which is just very nice. You can just make something of everything. But our main goal is going to be plastics. So let's say for an example, we're going to use this one for that one. And then we're going to see what we are going to need. We're going to need 3 meter 3 crude oil, which 30 per minute. And this guy is going to deliver us 240 per minute. Now this is going to be a bit of a project. I can see why all this space is right out here, because we might be able to just connect up all of the good stuff into making all of the good stuff. Now I just want to take a little look right over there to, you know, refresh my mind on where the other pure oil node is at. I have to be careful because the only thing that can be bothering me are those gas plants. The other node is right around here. That is just very lovely. Now in this case, I don't have to make anything fancy around here. We're just gonna extract it from this area and bring it over to that area. I might just need to rotate this guy and just get rid of this, because I cannot be bothered all the time with that stuff. And don't mind if I do, because I actually ran out. Like 2 days ago, I was actually fixing up the reinforced plating production again. I made a second floor for the screw factory and I got it all set up, and then I ran out of power slugs. I went around for a little bit trying to find some of these power slugs, which in this case I now have 19. Now the one thing I am going to save you guys is building the actual road towards the dam, or still maybe if you guys recommend, I will build it via inland. But that part is not going to be very interesting. The part that's going to be interesting is building this refinery down here, and the only thing that I am going to need to do is bring power all the way down here. I might just make like a small grid to the other side and then just start stacking power lines. I will build some more out onto this side and make it as roomy as possible. Now of course, besides setting down some of these machineries, I will also think of decorating the area. I want to make it really look like an oil refinery. I kind of had to think of that one spot on GTA 5, which is a massive terrain with all kinds of stuff that has something to do with the oil industry, with high buildings and like having walkways and a lot of piping and all that good stuff. Now I I already run out of concrete, so I'm going to do something smart. I'm going to leave all of the stuff that I need right down here into this storage container and going to bring the stuff that I don't need here with me, and then I'm going to stack up to the max on concrete because I'm going to have a lot of that good stuff. But you know, maybe meanwhile I'm going to go back to this area. It might be smart to actually lay down some power lines. As you can see, I am back with a vehicle because I think it's way faster than trying to run to the base and back. So I've been setting up a power line and a bridge to the other side, and then the power line is gonna go all the way to the base, which I have decided to go via the beach, then go up here and then just make the road and just connect it up somewhere around here with the other power lines that I have, which is very nice. I've been expanding the concrete area all the way around. I think we should have enough with all of this, and I have something fun in mind I wanted to say, and that is that boulder over there could be the symbol of this company right down here. Something magical. I think it's fun that it's floating. Of course, with update 8 I'm going to be carefully blowing up all of the other boulders around it again. And hopefully, of course, I can save it. That I got a floating rock again, but look how perfectly, luckily, it lines up with that over there. So I can just do something with that. You know, I think it's very cool though. Make something go around here, like the surrounding viewpoint, I wanted to say, of the area. I don't want to remove all of the bushes and stuff because a little bit of vegetation in the area is very nice, and let's get rid of that. Alright, so as you can see, a lot of space. Now I'm going to put my butt to work and try to lay out a nice layout before, you know, doing all the kind of artistic type of deals. Maybe I will build out a little bit toward this way. Just have to see how things will roll. So before I continue with the whole show of setting something up, I needed to put some power lines down, and then I got carried away by placing a road down, and or I'm going to connect the power to the inside power, and the only way by doing that the correct way right away is already making the entrance. And I would just want to show you guys how I made the little control post, what I made in my city earlier one time. So we have 2 foundations wide of a spot down here. The first thing that I am going to do is use a half foundation right around here, and I'm going to move it up like that. And then on this side I'm going to use 1/2 foundation, and then in the middle I'm going to use a whole foundation. Now the reason why I'm placing it like that is because this corner down here I would like to have a rounded off corner, just like that. In the other build I had it on both sides, but there's like a wall over there. It's not going to be very handy. And of course on this side I would also like to have it like that. I really like these rounded off corners. Gives a little bit more flexibility to the vehicles driving past this area. Now here comes the part how I made like this little window that could be opened and closed up. The first thing that I am going to do is I'm going to place this right down here, and then I'm going to place this against it like that. The thing is, if I would place this window, you know, right around here, it is sticking out, and or you cannot have like a little, I'm not really sure what to call it. I'll just show you in a minute what I mean with have a little something. Now the next thing I am going to do is put this window right on here. Then just remove all of this stuff, then take another pillar and just place it like that. And on this way you have like a little thing where you can put some stuff onto, and it gives it a little bit more depth. And or, you know, on the inside here you have some space to put stuff onto. Now you can also of course choose to have the window a little bit lower by playing around with these barriers and playing around with pillars. And then it's just a matter of finishing things off. Now I just broke some stuff. I'm not quite sure if this is the correct height. It seems like it is the correct height like that for now, because the roof is also a very important part. It seems like it is just perfect. And then what I could be doing now is just, you know, close the whole show off with another one of these guys. Like that. And then just like that. And then we can just take one of these and just put it on top. Just like that. Now, of course, you can also choose, like, if you know certain, you know, measurements, I wanted to say, then you can also just right away take the correct one to put it on there. And then the correct one like that. And like that. This is how you make like a little building, but like I said, you can also choose to make it a little bit higher, a little bit lower. You can just play around with it. I think I just would like to have something changed here. Like, I find this a little bit too high and I found this a little bit too low. It would be ideal, I would say, to have it kind of messed up with the bottom of the metal frame, just a little below. Now what I think I can do, alright, this is just a guess, is to put this one here. I think I've seen this in a video, that if you would hold control, and you can like play around with it onto this guy, just a little lower, a little higher. I think I had this point too with my build. Try something else, because these barriers have a lot more play space to say. I'm not sure what I need to expect from this. It does seems like it wants to... Oh wait. This would be the ideal height. Just like that. Maybe a tiny touch lower. But then I'm having the problem. Oh, I don't have any problem at all. Like this for an example. Let's see. Yes, this is just perfect. Not too much of an edge there. It's a little bit higher. You know, if you stand here, it makes a little bit more sense. And yeah, this is how I love to play around in this game. And so on and so on, I discovered another neat little thing, because I wanted to have a garage door. You know, the one that typically will move up and then, you know, to the ceiling. And then I actually discovered how simple and easy it is to actually do this. I'm just going to wait for the autosave. There we go. So it does require an exit. So I'm just going to remove this one down here. Because what you need to do here is you take a pillar and you just place it right over that, just above the door. Then you take one of these guys and you just move it until it starts doing weird stuff. Like that. Then just place it like that. Then you take one of these guys. Just want to place it underneath. There we go. Underneath this guy. Now, of course, if you place one door already, you don't have to do this twice, because you can just connect this wall to that wall. But just to show you how to do it. There we go. That is very cool. But the only thing that I find a little bit of a shame in this game, but maybe, you know, with another update, you can't colorize these metal walls, which I find a little bit of a shame. But nonetheless, it pretty much looks like a legit garage door, right? If I sound a bit different, then you're right, it is the next day for me. I've been doing a little bit of work, and then after showing you the work, then we can continue again. So here we have the entrance and of course the exit. I did decided to keep this a little bit lower, so we have more of a flatter window. I like that a lot more than having it too high up. Then I have been placing some power lines more around and or light poles around. I've been using the colors red and green for this project. I just based that off a little bit from the picture of GTA 5, this one exactly. And or I have been making the start of, you know, those walkways and poles that need to go up and down. Now, one thing though, I have been checking out one of the unlocks and or one of the other recipes. I'm just going to show you real quick, and that is that some of these actually require the auto unlock. So with this one, it shows a different color right down below. Can I just, yeah, so it shows I need water instead of oil. This basically means I'm going to have the auto unlock, which I can only unlock by making some plastic first, which we can do with this guy. Then I unlock like a packaging type of machine, which we can pack water into, you know, certain water bottles. And then we can make this kind of stuff. I do believe I seen a different color maybe for something else. Maybe. I guess that is just, you know, it is purple means, you know, the raw oil. It's not like purple something else. Yeah. Long story short, we're going to need to have plastic first to unlock some more stuff. So I don't want to build everything around here. I just want to build some basics, unlock some stuff, and then move on building some more of these things. It's going to be at least maybe a 2-part project. I don't want to spend too much time on it. I want to keep it with 2 episodes. I basically mean I don't want to have like tons of episodes of one project, but this is going to be really nice as it is right now. I really love what I'm doing down here. I'm really enjoying myself what I'm doing down here. I also took the idea of the little entrance checkpoint to this building down here. This is just a random building. Just trying to, you know, like a maintenance building or a building where I can eat lunch or whatever. Just place it some, I don't know, junction boxes. Is that what I call in English? And of course inside there's nothing. It's just for fun. And yeah, that's how I'm going to deal with that. Just stuff for fun. So what I'm going to do right now, I actually would like to leave this guy alone. I would first like to take the other one, bring some piping down here and set up a tiny basic, and I will turn the machine off so you will be there when we turn it on and get our first plastic on. Alright, if I'm not wrong, everything should be up and running. Now I have been spending a couple of hours building onto the terrain, which will slowly reveal itself right down there with a very big pipe sticking out. Now all the time that I have spent on building the terrain will also be spent in the next episode building all of the other refineries and also the package assembly line, and or I want to see if I can transport all of the good stuff back to the home base. Now I just would like to give you a small little tour of what I've been doing here, but keep in mind it is not 100% done just yet. I have just set up the basic plastic and this is how it looks right now. I'm just going to delete the HUDs for you so you have a better idea of how things look, and it was a lot of fun to just start puzzling around. And as you can see, the piping is coming up over there. It's gonna go all the way over and then underneath here going all the way over there. And one of the best things that I have been doing is just try to place everything on a random way. So I just decided I want to have the first refinery somewhere on a certain height. How I'm going to do it? Well, let's just build a small little building and with a floor on top and then some structure underneath, and by doing it so you really create something like non-grid to say, and I really like how it turns out. I'm going to do that all over the place. There will be piping going up and under and over and whatnot, and also I want to make some like dummy piping, things that do not, you know, are not connected up, just to fill up the area, but all of that good stuff will be done in the next episode. Now for now, the piping goes underneath onto those beams and then into this little build, comes out here into the first refinery, and this refinery has been set up. I'm just going to turn this thing on. Like I've been saying, I wanted to do this together. So if I'm not wrong, we are now going to make plastic and we're going to make some of these byproducts, as they call them. Then the stuff comes out at this side, right around here. The plastics are gonna go up and over, so you can still walk underneath. And then the plastic will go down underneath the walkway over there into a storage area for now. Later on I can change stuff and then we can make like a conveyor belt going all the way up to there. I just have to see, I just have to think how I'm going to do it, because sooner or later we're also going to build trains, and maybe I can also connect conveyor belts up onto the train network, or you know, the short distance. I'm not sure if this is like short distance to the home base, this is a long distance to the home base. I just have to see, but for now I'm just going to store some stuff down here, since I just need some plastics to unlock the next thing, right? It is not like necessary that I'm moving it right away all the way over there. And I also got a story like what happened with the wall and the floating boulder. More about that in a minute. So all of the other byproducts are gonna go up here. For now, since I cannot connect them up just yet to a refinery, they're just gonna go in here. I just placed this machinery down here. And then it will go around the corner. Another one of these. These are like fluid buffers. And one down here. And then it goes underneath here. And then it actually stops. Later on, next episode, I can connect them up to, you know, for whatever that is needed. For now, it's just going to slowly fill up. So it's not like going to waste because, you know, once the plastic container is full, the machine will stop. But once this pipe is full, the machine will stop. So that's why I made like 3 buffer zones here. They can just fill up meanwhile plastic is being made. So down here it just looks like how it looks down here. It just goes underneath and then goes in here. I also would like to, you know, add little stories why this and why that. So right around the corner here there is, you know, this container has 2 exits. This is just for sample taking. I'm gonna grab one. You're going to, you know, go to the building over there and just research the sample. Simple as it is. And then for now, it comes out here, you know. Later on, it can be moved up. You can go to maybe the train station to move to the base, or directly to the base with a conveyor belt. And this stuff is now nicely filling up. Very good, right? I'm not sure how much I need. I'm just gonna grab a bunch and then 5 minutes another bunch, and I hope that will be enough. Yeah, so I also changed these barriers into yellow. I thought, you know, keep them red. There's a little bit too much red going on. This is how it is. I also added some ropes to the tower, you know, add a little bit realism to, you know, these towers. When it's very windy, they can move about. That's bad. I just connected them up with these power connectors right into the beam, and then if I would remove one of these blocks, there is like a standing power pole in the block. That is how I just connect it up. Gives it a little realism. I really like this project. I'm really enjoying being away from, you know, the home base and, you know, just being out here, making like something different. Originally, I wanted to go even higher, but I'm just gonna accept this as a small refinery. Later on, when we need a lot more oil, somewhere else we can make like a bigger refinery. Also with new stuff, because there's a lot more stairways you can unlock. There's a lot more, you know, beams you can unlock. There's a lot more stuff and ideas that could have been done right down here. Now, the story about this... Yes and no, we're just gonna act like something happened with the ground, the boulder. There's something magical in the ground, maybe some kind of a magnifying energy. The ground grew up and the walls here fell over and it was a mess. They needed to clean it up. There's not much hostility going on in this area, you know, to say, okay, we must close the wall up again. This is just how it is, and you know, for the next project, I'm going to keep things in mind. You know, it's cool. Later on, I still would like to maybe make a pathway going up here with these walkways go around. This is something magical, and there is something into the ground that's going to be researched. Yeah, but for now, I just really love this project though. And like I said, I'm going to randomize stuff. It's gonna go crisscross over and under, and I will make some more piping. And also for the future, what I would also like to keep in mind, when I was building this tower here, I was like, maybe I should have built this here in the back, and then this guy could have gone up front. So you see a little bit more detail from when you come from that angle actually. But yeah, stuff seems to slowly but surely fill up, which is of course very nice. Now I'm not sure if I'm going to need to build another one, or that I'm going to need to screw up the production, because in the end there are 2 of these raw oil refineries I'm going to need. I'm just going to build another one. I'm going to need to, you know, look at it together. Yeah, so there are two. So we have this one and we have that one. So I might just say, you know, why shouldn't we crank up the production of this one and this one to the absolute max, which we get this one and this one, which, you know, we don't really need extra from the other refinery, because we have two what is it called? Oil extractor. So we have two oil extractor. I don't need this guy here to also produce one of these two. But then again, by the look of it, if I want to make normal fuel, I'm going to need to produce this and that for that very weird resource. Maybe I can make like a very small production of it just to gain a couple of these weird plastic things. Maybe there is another production that actually need that stuff. So I'm going to really need to do some research on how much do we really need that, you know, this blue stuff which is called polymer. Do we need it for something else? Do we really going to need it only for this stuff? Because if it's only for this stuff, I might need it at all. Now, this stuff, this might going to be handy though, which uses the same stuff as that comes from this, so that is very nice. And yeah, this also uses from that. So yeah, let me know, am I really going to need this little blue stuff for something else, or is it only for like this fuel down here? Alright, I should have enough for the plastic, and there we go. Alright, beautiful. And one quick thing, if she doesn't start talking.
Fluids can now be packaged to allow for transportation via vehicle and conveyor belts. Additionally, highly improved biofuel can now be produced.
That sounds delicious, thank you. Alright, so wasn't there a thing I needed for that? I needed plastic and or smokeless powder. I know my handy trick here. I can quickly see if I have some. I don't think I have some. Well, that should do it. In this case, I'm really wondering what will be on the menu next. Let's start the research. Wait for 3 seconds. Oh, that's really cool. Alright, let's see the results. Oh yeah, look at all of this good stuff. We got nuclear development. Wow, that requires a lot of stuff. Holy moly. We got a cluster. Gonna be super handy where there are a lot of these gases. And explosive rebar. Now this is the stuff that I really want. And this requires... That's something different than gunpowder. What is this? Oh, for this we need that recipe packet. But it is fluids, right? I wonder how we're going to pack that, or is that just oil? Packet oil? The rifle. Oh, very interesting. And then this is turbo rifle ammo. Rifle ammo. Oh, I guess, yeah, I see. I get it. And then we also have this one, which should give me more inventory slots. I should also be working on that. This one I could do. Experimental power generator. Well, I really wonder what that was going to be. Alright, let's see. Let's see what that is. Compacted coal. I see. I'm going to need to have one of these hardware things. Hard drives. Ah, that's how you unlock it. Okay, I see. I'm actually wondering, do I have a silver line? I mean, I do have a silver, node down here. So, you know what? I'm going to save that up for the next episode. I'm going to take care that I got a supply of silver. I got enough coal and see what of the other stuff. We're going to unlock some more of those good things, and or we're gonna go and deeper into this stuff. I need rubber. Alright, so we do have a reason to start generating rubber too. It'll be a smooth X. Hey, wait a minute. This silver? Oh, there we go.